Jutai Toonoo, Jutai Felix Toonoo. I'm from Cape Dorset, and I think I am an artist. I'm not sure. I could be an artisan, craftsman. But what I do is kind of hard to define. Some people think it's art.
What are you
Just my way of making a living. I don't, it's just something I do. Like it was a gift. I started out with a plan that I would do 8 faces, but then it got out of control because I'm using these little figures to make the faces, and I kind of ran out of what I think is my time. I mean, it's like this has been with me too long, so I kind of threw away my plans and ended up with this. It's not bad. Could have been worse. I almost ripped it up like 10 times.
You almost ripped it up?
Yeah. I used to just tear everything up. Whenever I got frustrated, especially when I was carving. I had a really screwed up way of carving. My wife didn't like that, so I had to quit. And I got greedy with the... When I saw how much the co-op was making with my work, and I was making like Harvey and Dick, I got greedy and I just quit. I decided to do something else. And this came along while I was making jewelry. When I was learning how to design jewelry, this kind of got in the way, and I kind of stuck to it. Got stuck. And now I'm stuck here all over again.
You're stuck to the drawing?
Yes, like I was with the carvings. I wish I could be out there, like hunting and all that, travel the world, but I have to sit here, stand here, and just do what I do. It's expected of me. Because I couldn't really do anything else. I worked for the Notable Code of Justice, I couldn't really fit in there. I was an assistant registrar for a while. Then I got bored. Freaking judges are crazy.
In Jutai in the South, I've been to a lot of art conferences lately,
Yeah.
and they talk about the new face of Inuit art, the new face of Northern art, and they always show your work.
Oh, yeah.
Your work like New Age Christ that you did. And I'm just wondering what you think about that you're sort of being held up as like this iconoclast, this edgy artist.
I don't really have much. Like, once I finish this, once it's out of my hands, I don't worry about it anymore. Sometimes when I was carving, I would tell that carving, you could be in that shelf for like 20 years. I would talk to the rock. But now I can't do that with paper. Some men made this. I used to be able to talk to the rock. But one day I'll start carving again, I think.
And what kind of stuff did you like to carve?
Faces, a little bit of abstract stuff. When I started doing like body parts sticking out of my subject, they started telling me that I shouldn't do that anymore. So I just quit.
And Jutai, I'm curious, we've been talking to a lot of sort of young artists and whatnot, and a lot of them feel pressured to do kind of traditional Inuit imagery, like do a walrus, do a dancing bear, but in your work you've always gone totally against the grain. Why do you think you're so different?
I ran into a woman when I was in the art college, and what you said kind of stuck to my head, like, she was saying that try to keep your work different from everybody else. You might find your niche. And I think I did. And I've never really felt the pressure, any kind of pressure from anybody to do what I do. Like I've always been free to express how I felt at the moment. But sometimes my work, some people think that I'm really against something when like the New Age Christ, like I was thinking of the Christian churches now, Catholics and Protestants, like how they've gone out of the way. Like when I've read the Bible, like sometimes they look like they're doing something that they're not allowed to do. that just came from my head, became paper.
Maybe that's a misunderstanding people have about you and your work.
Yeah, I think so. It's just lots of times, it's just something I've observed in the community or in the world, and I just put it on whatever I'm working on. But it's not something that comes, that I'm really concerned about. It's just something that I observe. I just guess that's it. No big mystery.
And the stuff that you observe in the community, what sort of things tend to make their way into your life?
They go against my beliefs. And if I don't like it, I'll tell somebody. I'll go on the radio and put it on paper. And I guess, just put it out there, just so that it's showing and not hidden.
What's an example?
The New Age Christ. And hundreds of thousands or thousands of carvings I've done with the titles. At that moment, I would give it that title, but lots of times I would forget what I was thinking at that time. But I always remember the piece I worked on and brings back what I was thinking at that time. And sometimes I think I messed up there. I was wrong. When I really think about what I have done, sometimes it's too late to go back and change it. So I just have to accept what I've done, even though it was at the moment, at the time.
And when you do your art, do you do it for yourself, or do you think about what will sell?
Sometimes I do what I think would sell. But most of the time I just go and just do whatever I please. Because I want to do it. Because I like doing it most of the time. Sometimes it becomes like a prison. Like I want to be doing this all my life. Like there's people out there doing stuff that make a difference in the world. And I'm just sitting here, just observing it. It kind of sucks sometimes. Not being able to do anything about anything. I can't be a politician. Nobody would vote for me. Even though I know I could make some positive changes.
But maybe with your art, when people see it, people talk about how it makes them think differently about the North. They talk about how it makes them feel. So maybe in a way it's changing.
I never really think of that because I'm doing this. Like, I'm not really trying to put out a message. I'm just making a living. I'm just conveying what I observe. Like, I'm not trying to change the world. It's just something that we're allowed to do in Cape Dorset. They allow us to create stuff that we want to do. Even though some of the carvers are like stuck with doing polar bears or Inuit gallery. I try not to do that. And sometimes I suffer for it. Because right now, at this moment, only the co-op will buy my stuff. I think this is something that other people don't see. Although, maybe sometime soon I want to be able to go out there and sell my own stuff. Make some money for a change. I'm impatient. I think that's my main problem. I can't wait like the co-op for somebody to come along and buy one of these. These guys can afford to wait. And I'm living day by day, getting more and more frustrated. Lashing out at the poor Billy, he gets the blunt end of my tongue sometimes. He's a good guy.
And Jutai, you said you like to hunt. Well, what sort of things do you hunt around here in Cape Dorset?
Caribou. I can't really see the seal. They have such beautiful looking eyes. I'll eat them though. But when I'm hunting, I have a conscience. I feel bad for what I'm going to eat. But at least it's not like the slaughterhouse out there. I've been in one of those and holy smokes. They die screaming. They want to live. Poor cow. Poor on up the pig.
Jutai, we've been talking to a lot of hunters on this trip. We were at Clyde River and Iqaluit, and a lot of them are saying that they're starting to notice the effects of like climate change and global warming. Have you noticed that here in Cape Dorset as a hunter?
I'm not really a hunter, but I kind of, I guess until I was 9, I was out there with my parents. And I've never really understood why people are so concerned about global warming all of a sudden. Like before, they didn't observe these things. Like I even remember for a couple of years, we had too much snow and nobody made a big fuss about it. Like for 3 years, covered all the houses. I guess the weather. It just does what it pleases. And there's nothing we can do about it. And according to some books, this hasn't always been like this. There used to be trees here, I've heard on TV. So climate change is nothing new. It's constantly changing. Hundreds of years, thousands, millions of years.
A lot of words make your way into your art as well. Why do you think that is? We see less nature.
Because sometimes I can't put into the carving how I feel. So I have to put words in there. Lots of times. I'm not doing it for anybody else but me.
And can you tell us a little bit about how you started to make art?
My father was a carver, so I just carried on what he did.
And the drawings and the lithographs?
This just happened. Like I watched for years and years what the people are doing. But one day I just decided to do this. And I was able to do it. And nobody complained. So I kept at it.
Jutai?
Yes?
Like, do you ever think about after the co-op spot your work and it's after it gets down south and it makes its way into collections, like do you ever think about who buys your art, what they do with it, how they present it?
Not really. It's just something I do because I have to make a living here now. But once I don't really worry about what goes on out there. There's somebody else already doing that.
Out there means down south?
Anywhere.
And Jutai, I was curious, you know, when there's these art conferences at the universities or the museums, their theme is always Inuit art. And I'm wondering for you, do you see yourself as an Inuit artist? Do you see yourself as a Canadian artist that lives and works in the north? Like, how do you define yourself and what you do?
I don't. This is just something I do. I think I'm an artist. But then again, I'm not. Because I'm not doing this for the sake of... I used to do it for the sake of art. But it became something else.
What did it
became?
become?
Something that I have to make a living with it. Feed my kids and please my wife.
But do you think the kind of work you do, should it be in galleries that specialize in modern art and abstract art, or should it be in galleries that specialize in quote unquote Inuit art?
That I don't worry about that. As a matter of fact, I don't like galleries. They're the greediest bunch of people in this planet. I don't know why they don't share their wealth with us. I mean, we're the ones who's coming up with their material. But I've never understood why we don't get the financial end of it.
Jutai, do you feel like the art world misunderstands you and your work?
I don't really care about the art world. Or like whatever people think of me, I don't care. I don't know why. I think I'm too isolated for too long. I'm just like, I think I'm just like everybody else here. We do this because we have to. As a matter of fact, I prefer this over a job in the day. I don't have very good people skills. I had plans for this, but they all failed. I was going to do 8 of these, but there's too many little things here. It would take forever and not become worth anything. Meanwhile, I have to eat. If I take too long on this, it becomes like worthless, not worth my time. Even though it's already kind of worthless now. As far as I'm concerned. But the co-op loves this stuff. Because it puts bread in the tables. Lots of times I forgot I have to do that too.
And is this piece almost finished, or do you still have a lot of work to do?
It's almost done, I think. Well, it never really finished. It's done when I say it's done. Sometimes you say, work on it tomorrow, like this, for instance. I can work on a drawing for years and years and never really finish. I suppose that's how what people end up doing. Work on one piece. I kind of saw that when I was making jewelry.
Jutai, when your works is actually chosen for the Cape Dorset print collection, how do you feel?
I just started this like last year, I think. I haven't really had a chance to think of how I feel.
But New Age Christ, for example, that was in the 2008 collection.
Yes, that one kind of got away. Like I was thinking of trying to stop it. I've stopped a couple of editions here because I don't like the way they were going. Just hold everything.
Do you think the Cape Dorset print collection is going to survive over the next 50 years? We had the 50th anniversary last year. Is it going to survive for another 50 years?
I hope so.
It's
always been going like up and down according to the, I guess, the world market or something. One time we crashed, the October crisis. We lost everything. The town died. When the world market crashed. Even what's happening now, it's affecting us.
You mean less people are buying art?
Like the wars and stuff, they're not buying as much. So we suffer. I suppose we asked for this when we got rid of it. We were under an umbrella for years and years. Safe from the outside world. And we had no idea it was out there. Most of us don't still.
Who's us?
Inuit people, my mother, brothers. It's always been us and them, whoever it is.
Who's them?
Anybody out there, you, the Russians, who's curious about us.
Do your kids want to be artists like you?
I don't want them to. It's a very hard life. I'd rather have them working for the government or something.
What would you do if one of your kids said they absolutely did want to be an artist?
What could I do? It would be something he's chosen.